This is Fuck It Fridays with Jen Walker, just saying fuck it to the things that don't matter to focus on the things that do. This is your weekly business tips and tricks to either save you time, money, and or frustration so that you can make the impact and income that you're meant to make in this world. Today, we're going to talk about saying fuck it to blocking our creative genius. So let me explain. A while back, NASA wanted a solution to a problem. So when they have big problems, they want to know which rocket scientists and engineers to take those problems to. So they hired a group of researchers, and the researchers' task was to create an assessment to basically assess creative genius. And so they did that with great predictability, which got the researchers thinking, like, where does creative genius come from? Is it born or is it something that was learned? So they actually took that assessment that they used with NASA and they took it to children. So they studied 1,600 children at ages 4 and 5. And basically the assessment was here's a challenge. What new, innovative, different, creative ideas can you come up with that challenge with a solution? And what they found was astounding. So what they found is out of those children, 98% ranked in a category called creative genius. So these researchers, their minds were blown and they're like, what's going on here? Do we just have a really great batch of kids? Like, what's happening here? So they did a longitudinal study. And in that longitudinal study, they studied these kids 5 years later at age 10 to find out that then only 30% ranked within that category of creative genius. They followed them again for another 5 years, and at age 15, only 12% ranked in creative genius. They stopped there because I think they just got depressed and they could see the trend. But they then took it out to 1 million plus adults and studied us adults of how many rank in that creative genius category, and only 2% did. So what's going on here? They got really curious with what's happening in the brain. And essentially what's happening in the brain is a conditioned response to create two different types of thinking, areas in the brain to happen at the same time, which actually decreases our brain power. So let me explain, and as soon as I explained, there's different practices that you can put in place so that you can reconnect with your creative genius. When you have this access back to your creative genius as an entrepreneur especially, it's everything. It opens up everything. Every single challenge has a solution, and we all have the answers within. All we have to do is reconnect to that 5-year-old self. Okay, so when they did brain scans, there's two types of thinking: divergent thinking, which is non-linear and lateral thinking, and convergent thinking, which is very linear. It's analytical, it's critical. Both thinkings is needed, and to increase its effectiveness, you do it at different times. Unfortunately, with our culture and with our conditioning, our brains have been conditioned to both fire the convergent thinking and divergent thinking at the same time. So when we're coming up with creative solutions in most of the adult minds, we're coming up with divergent thinking about that expansive, innovative, solution-based thinking, tons of ideas. There's no wrong ideas, there's just expansion, so that brainstorming. And see if this sounds familiar, what typically happens is we've been conditioned to then hear and allow in at that time the convergent thinking. That sounds a little like this: I've tried that before. That won't work. I can't do that. So essentially we're doing analytical work that basically shuts down the divergent thinking work. Okay, so there's just practices that you can do, and essentially you can access this and reconnect to it right away. So if this is speaking to you right now and you're like, yes, Jen, I'd like a reconnection to my creative self, one thing that you can do right away is allow yourself to relax and just put ideas on paper. Allow yourself to free write all the weird and wonderful and wacky ideas. Go big. Allow yourself to explore. Dare to dream. Go there. And then once you get there, then when you can shift gears and get into the convergent thinking and think of the one thing in which to implement and implement that. So the process of accessing creative genius and really great efficiency and effectiveness in our brain biology is to go in and out of both of them and not fire them at the same time. So if this does interest you, I'm actually going to be doing a very small COVID-friendly workshop here at the Foundry the last Friday of this month, so October 30th, the day before Halloween, 7 to 9. So it's through an association with Girl Time Inc. So I'll put all the links down below in this email. Very small group, but yeah, we're going to be getting into this and just reconnecting with our creative genius. Once you have it, the access back, you have it. It's like doing a bicep curl. The more you have it, the more ease and speed you'll have, but it's really that simple. All right, so I hope everyone has an amazing day, and we'll see you again soon. And yeah, sign up for the workshop, tap into your creative genius, and I'm definitely going to go way more into all this fun stuff with that workshop. All right, have a great day. Bye.